No, that's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 164. Metz, Isabella Falls, Dixie, 8:55 p.m. Balloony again entered the mind of his nemesis via an observation-only telepathic link. But though the link was superficial, it immediately telegraphed a change in BCB's subjective state to Big B. When Z'd last checked on Brentsy, the man had sat slumped shoulders, hands in lap, with his head turned as far from ASIO Agent Alley as the small plane allowed, where now Brentsy sat with a smirk on his face, feet stretched comfortably forward, his gaze straight ahead, radiating confidence in his future. Longing to know what had transpired in the 25 minutes since he had last observed Brentsy, what circumstance had caused Brentsy to go from an agitated and concerned state of mind to his relaxed and confident demeanor, Z had to force herself not to establish a deeper telepathic link with him for fear of providing Brentsy with proof of his continuing existence. Wishing to act boldly, Balloony instead proceeded cautiously. Maintaining the superficial link, Z focused on Brentsy's senses to learn what Z could without taking the immense risk a deeper telepathic dive into Brentsy's mind would entail. Relying on observation, Z focused his powers of attention along with his great intellect in hopes of discovering clues to the 180-degree turn in Brentsy's mental and emotional perspective, a waiting game cut short by Brentsy's need to taunt Willie Alley. I was just wondering if my little change in Brisbane accommodation feels anything like, Brentsy asked, pausing for a 3-second count before adding, say a fist to the solar plexus when your hands are shackled behind your back. Wouldn't know, Alley said with a shrug. I've never been handcuffed, and I've never allowed anyone to cold cock me the way Corporal Lee tapped you. Not that that was much of a hit. Looked to me as though Lee used the minimum amount of force to get the job done. Had my hands been free, things would have been quite different, Brentsy said with a sneer. Likely. He'd probably have at least bruised you rather than just deflating your lungs and ego. What have you got on this Ambassador Hawkins anyway? Hence is a family friend. We all look out for one another. I can see that, Alley said, laughing and nodding. How much does that cost? Looking out for each other. It doesn't cost anything, Brentsy said sharply. What advances the interests of the United States advances the Brentsy's interests. We understand that big dividends require investment. What's good for us runs parallel to what's good for the USA. Like you flitting about in a heavily armed aircraft, Alley asked. Fascinating. Any case, he continued, we've still got over 6 hours before we hit Brissy. I'd say your final destination is still up in the air. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a few twists and turns before your shackles come off. The reply Brentsy began was cut off by the radio's crackle of, BRS, this is Mountbatten. Do you copy? Alley, lifting the microphone to his mouth and pressing the button, said, this is BRS. Go ahead, Mountbatten. BRS, Scuttle tells us that your package remains COD. Repeat, your package is not free. However, there are interested parties vying for delivery. Given the uncertainty of ownership, you should not release your package without proper authorization. I say again, ownership is unclear and must be established before transfer. Do you copy? Over. I copy. Warren Zevon territory. I will ensure all T's are dotted and I's are crossed. Will I have ASIO backup available at drop-off? Over. 10-4. We plan to have Agent Clive Voss meet you on the runway. Over. Voss, eh? He's a good man. I'll check in when I'm over the Sunshine Coast. Over. 10-4, BRS. We'll alert Voss and keep him updated concerning your ETA. Watch your 6. Happy landings. Over and out. Turning towards Brentsy, Alley said with a grin, Well. You get that, mate? Your fate is anything but ironclad. Chuckling, he sang, I'm flying Brentsy to Brisbane. He's a desperate man. Send lawyers, guns, and money. It's about to hit the fan. Ha! To the tune of Warren Zevon's Lawyers, Guns, and Money. Balloony, seeing blackness as Brentsy closed his eyes and feeling his shoulders droop in disappointment, reestablished rapport with his allies and returns his attention to Pilatre and Joey. Lawyers, Guns, and Money. Warren Zevon.